Hey guys, it's Russell here, and on today's video we're going to be continuing our Amazon Soap Fest, and I'm going to be testing and reviewing Garry Dean's The Perfect Soap. Now obviously this isn't the Garry Dean bottle you would receive in the mail. I had a viewer reach out to me and ask me if I would like to test both Garry Dean's The Perfect Soap and the Evolution shampoo, and of course I said yes. Probably the number 2 question I probably get as far as a request is to test this product right here. And the reason that I have not done so before is that part of the reason for the Amazon Soap Fest is to test car soaps that have free shipping. And I just checked now, right before I shot this, and now the Perfect Soap is available on Amazon with free shipping. And the other problem is this is very expensive stuff. I think if you go to his website, a 16-ounce bottle of the Perfect Soap is about $32.74 with shipping. And it is concentrated. He says that the concentrate is 1/4 ounce per gallon. It's not as concentrated as either the Adams or some of the chemical guys shampoos because they use 1 ounce to 5 gallons, which is a little less than 1/4 ounce, but it is a concentrated shampoo. A lot of people want to see this review, and I'm very glad that the viewer, who I'm not going to name because he didn't tell me I could use his name, but he reached out to me and offered these products. So of course I'm going to review it so everybody can see. I want to see what this is. If you've watched any of Garry Dean's videos, he'll tell you that this soap is the best soap that he's ever used, and I hope it is. I'm curious myself. We're going to be using our MTM submachine gun style foamer for the foam portion of the test. I'm going to use, as we always have, 2 ounces of the Garry Dean and 10 ounces of warm water. Then we'll switch to our bucket test, and I'll use 3/4 of an ounce to 3 gallons of water to test the foaming and how it produces results in a hand wash. Now, if you've watched this, again, if you watch his videos or go on his website to get information about this product, the dilution ratio, he's got some other stuff in his videos that talk about how this is pH balanced, which is really good, and how it won't strip your wax, it won't strip your sealant, it won't harm. It's very gentle soap, which is good. That's what we always look for in a very high quality soap. And as I said before, this stuff is really concentrated, so you know what? I've talked enough. Let's go see what this stuff can do. Went through rainstorm, I got some bug guts on the front. All right, I have 2 ounces of Garry Dean's The Perfect Soap, 10 ounces of warm water. Let's see how this foams. If you like the smell of bubble gum, you will like this. It is really, really bubble gummy. Okay, so the foam structure is very tight, intermixed with some medium cell foams. It is kind of runny. It's got lubrication in the foam itself, which is good. This is a pH balance car soap, so it should not hurt any of our Adams liquid paint sealant at all. It's about, it's about 56, 57 degrees out. There is a little bit of a breeze. I don't think there's going to be any sun at all during this test. Excuse the buses. Wow, that smell is really intense. All right, so we're going to come back in 6 minutes and see how much of the perfect soap is left on the surface. Then we'll rinse it and see if it removes the non-bonded contaminants and does not harm any of our paint sealant. All right, here we are back 6 minutes later to see how much of the perfect soap is left on the car. I'm going to say it has sheeted off a little bit, but it has left a lower layer. I'm going to say probably 75% to 80% left on the hood, the windshield, and the top, and maybe 20% or so. This is kind of strange. This soap seems to have several layers. It's almost like it's got a base layer. It's like the top layer has sheeted off, but be that as it may, it is what we're looking at, and I'm going to go ahead and rinse this off with our pressure washer. We'll see if it removes the non-bonded contaminants, how well it does that, and also if it removes any of our Adams liquid paint sealant. All right, so here we are back. I think we can agree that the perfect soap has not damaged at all our Adams liquid paint sealant. We didn't expect it to. I believe Gary Dean makes a point at saying how safe the soap is. It did a pretty good job on the non-bonding contaminants. I don't see any of the bug guts that are left. And maybe just one. There really wasn't any sap on the car, so we can't really tell by that. And as we expect, it's not going to remove the bonded contaminants. That's not what the purpose of a pre-wash is. So as far as my rating for this, I think it's a good solid product to use as a foam, but you know, it's about an 8. It's definitely not the best I've ever used as a foam, but you know, it's a good soap. Would I use it again? Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with it. The only thing that does bother me is the cost, but you know, some of the car soaps we look at are more expensive than others, and you just have to play with it. But I think as a foam, And keep in mind, my car is maintained every week. It does a fine job. It's not great. I didn't have any expectations for it. It's a good solid foam, so we're going to rate this at an 8.0. Let me get everything set up and we'll see how this operates as a hand wash. All right, well, we're going ahead and do our foam bucket portion, and as I said at the intro, the dilution ratio according to Garry Dean is 1/4 ounce per gallon. There's 3 gallons in here, so we will do 3/4 of an ounce. And as I explained before, the soap it's a very viscous product. It's a intense kind of neon pink, if you will, and it has a very, very, very bubbly smell. As far as bubble gum, I think he said. To me, it kind of smells like maybe. All right, so we're right exactly on 3/4 or 3/4 of a ounce. It smells like Pepto-Bismol. I like Pepto-Bismol. Some bubblegum smells like that, but I can definitely feel the essence of bubblegum coming out. So as we know, when we put this in our wash bucket, it's going to sit on the bottom in a ribbon. I'll make sure to get all this out. This stuff is pretty tenacious. It is very concentrated, so make sure to get every bit of that out. All right, squeaky clean. All right, so let me get the pressure washer. Let's agitate this and see what kind of foamage we get. All right, so we do have a very good foam structure here. Surprisingly, it's I would say comprised of medium and large cell bubbles. You know, this is a little disappointing. There's not much there is a little bit of lubrication in the water. Not a lot. I would have expected maybe there to be a little bit more. And trust me, it is completely homogenized in there. I have a lot of people ask me why I use the pressure washer to foam the foam up instead of using a garden hose. And you know, this is not the stuff that you're washing with. This right here, the head, this is just, you know, it's very little as composed of the entire mixture. What you're washing with is the water solution here. That's what's in your mitt. This is pretty much just window dressing. I've seen some car soaps that didn't hardly foam at all that were phenomenal because they had so much slickness in it. But anyway, it does have a little bit in there. So let me go ahead and get everything set up. We'll get our 4 mitts. We'll go ahead and complete a hand wash on the Honda. So see what I'm talking about. See, water solution. That's going to work. How foam is in the bucket. All right guys, I'm going to go ahead and give you my final review on Garry Dean's The Perfect Soap. And I think as a hand wash, the best I can give it is probably a 7. I just don't think it's that super of a wash. There are two things that I see that are wrong with it that would have made it score a little higher is, number one, it's just not a lot of lubrication in the water. Perhaps upping the dilution ratio may alleviate that. I don't know. The soap is so expensive that, you know, putting an ounce and a half in there in the bucket, 3 gallons, may or may not solve that problem. I don't know. The second thing is and I've talked about this in some other videos, is that the robustness of the wash solution in the mitt, how well it stays, the best I can describe it is how well it stays activating towards the end of the area that I'm cleaning, and it just kind of gives out. I could tell when I first started, as I was doing the hood, it was fairly good, and coming up here to the windshield, and then when I got to the top, I could feel that what little lubrication was in there kind of just petered out. I think that probably is indicative to the low dilution ratio. I don't know. I don't know what the chemical makeup that he has in there, but be that as it may, it's a 7 soap as a hand wash. I think the soap is actually better as a foam, if you're asking my opinion. And of course, this is my opinion. So, you know, I would encourage you to try the Perfect Soap for yourself. I'm going to put a link down in the description on Amazon where you can purchase it, and hopefully there's still free shipping available. That'll help minimize the cost a little bit. You know, it's a good soap. I don't think it's great. I think there are betters out there. But, you know, some people really, really like it. I will say this. I know I have said over and over that the scent of the soap is not a big deal. This stuff smells really, really good. It's very intense even as a foam. So, you know, if you're into that sort of thing and you like bubblegum, then you're gonna like this. Anyway, guys, I appreciate everybody watching. If you haven't subscribed, I would encourage you to do so. There's also a donation button at the bottom, or in the description box if you'd like to donate. Newsflash, coming up is going to be, well, I'm not even going to tell you guys right now. Because of the donations that I've gotten so far, there's going to be a soap that I'm going to be testing that is the most requested soap by far, number one, that people have asked me to test. And I'm not even going to tell you guys. I will just spring it on you, and this is because of you guys. You guys made this possible, and I want to thank my viewer that sent me a sample of the Perfect Soap. He also sent me a sample of Garry Dean's Evo wash, and I'm very excited to try that also. I appreciate that. I'm going to get a web link up to some of the items that I would like to test. If you guys want to purchase those and ship them to me and have me test them, that would be awesome. I appreciate you guys. Remember, this channel is viewer supported. This is Russell, and I will see you guys on the next video.